I see this all the time where someone will come to me and they will tell me, I want to start a hair business and I want to do raw hair. And I am like, okay, girl, that's cute. But have you ever worn raw hair before? No. Do you know the difference between raw hair and virgin hair? Not really. Do you have the budget to test? Well, and I already know where this is going. So let me save you some stress and save you some money right now. Here's the thing. Choosing between raw hair and virgin hair is like, when you're trying to learn how to drive a car and then someone decides to give you a manual car and you're like, no, 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 no. Let me just learn the basics first. Let me actually learn how to drive first. Then I'll come back to understand what manual is about. That is basically virgin versus raw hair. Virgin hair is like your automatic car because you can just get in, start learning. You don't have to worry about biting point. You don't have to worry about those technicals and the fact that you have to keep changing gears. That is virgin hair. But raw hair is unprocessed, which means that it has its own personality. You know that we all have different personality, right? My personality is totally different from yours. I feel like every hair has their own personality. With the amount of raw hair that I have handled, they definitely do have their own personality. Now you're dealing with hair that has its own personality. You need to understand how to wash it. You need to understand the texture. You need to understand how to style it. You need to understand how to even buy it to make sure that you're buying the right thing. You also need to understand how to color it because best believe the way that it colors is different from the way that a virgin hair would color. And I feel like this name is actually so confusing because virgin hair, raw hair, honestly, we should be saying raw hair as virgin hair, but I don't know who did that switch, but anyway, unfortunately, this knowledge doesn't come with you just watching YouTube videos. You can watch YouTube videos to understand like the principle behind it, what you should expect, what it should look like, how it should feel. But in all honesty, you can't actually fully understand that except you use it yourself. You're wearing it because there's no shortcut to this. There are other ways to also aid your knowledge. Alongside wearing it, you can obviously get yourself involved in like a membership or a group where everyone is talking about hair. For example, I have a group where we have this wonderful ladies wig makers. It's called Ori's Hair Room, where we talk about hair, talk about the skill strategy, the branding strategy, the business strategy. And not just that, we're going to be talking about hair itself. So in those kind of groups, you're able to fully understand. You're also able to share like pictures and videos and get opinions. You can also do this on Facebook groups and stuff like that. So those kind of places will aid your knowledge and will increase your knowledge when it comes to raw hair. But again, there is no shortcut to this. You have to actually learn. Now, let's talk about the money because this is where everyone gets excited for the wrong reason. They see raw hair selling for like big money and they think, okay, this is where I need to be. But you know what they're not looking at? The cost to actually get there. You can get 3 weeks of virgin hair that are already pre-made. That means that you don't even need to construct. That is a good length and it's also good quality. And also if you're starting out and you want to start testing vendors, it's not cheap to test raw hair vendors. It means that you have to buy from different types of vendors, which you should do if you're testing virgin hair as well. But you have to buy from different types of vendors, which means that you're spending a lot of money. You're spending thousands of dollars in order for you to just test the hair. And you're just testing hair at this point. That's not even you starting the business with the money that you're using to test your hair. So raw hair requires a lot of investment and people fail to see that. They see, oh, it's going to sell more. I'm going to make more money, but you're obviously going to invest more into raw hair. What literally annoys me is that if you get a bad batch of virgin hair, it's not going to sting you as much. You're not spending a lot of money to get this bad virgin hair. But imagine you spending like $500 and the hair comes to you and it's a bad batch raw hair. Honestly, it's so annoying and it makes you just want to quit. So if you're someone that you don't have enough spare money, that's going to upset you. That's going to ruin the entire plan that you have. And that feeling, it's like you go into the grocery shop and then you buy everything from the shop and then you just drop the bag in the car park and you walk away. That's exactly what it is. It's like you have just bought something that you can never use, you cannot utilize, and you can't also sell, and you just have to drop it somewhere, and that's how you feel. Like, that is annoying because you have all of that money sitting on there on the ground and you can't do anything about it. And just to top this up as well, the fact that a lot of these vendors will tell you that they're selling raw hair when they're not selling raw hair. So especially as a beginner, maybe you've bought hair and you don't really understand what raw hair is about. Maybe you've just watched some YouTube videos, you got a broad knowledge of what raw hair is, and then you get bundles from a vendor that has claimed that they sell raw hair, and they have processed that hair to make it look similar to raw hair. You get that, you're excited, and then you get your first customer. And then your customer wears raw hair a lot. And then your customer buys the hair, and the customer comes to you and say, this hair is not raw hair. How would you feel? That would just break you, because once you lose a customer's trust, it's really, really hard to gain it back. And this kind of goes nicely into the next one, which nobody really wants to talk about. Who is buying raw hair? Raw hair requires premium prices. Now, premium prices requires premium clients. And when I say premium clients, I mean people that are willing to spend a lot of money on hair, that they don't care, they don't mind spending a lot of money on hair. And those premium clients, they actually need to trust you first. So you can't just show up on Instagram. I'm trying not to forget my point. You can't just show up on Instagram yesterday and then you think that someone would just come and say, oh wow, I love your hair, this is my $1,000, take it and send me the hair, I trust you, I love it. It's not going to happen, except you built a word of mouth already before they see your page. I'm going to use a food example because I'm a foodie. So if you're a foodie like me, you totally understand what I'm trying to say. So if a new restaurant, like a brand new restaurant, they decide to open and then they go on the first day, they start charging Michelin prices. The food might be amazing, but nobody knows you yet. Nobody knows you yet to pay so much money to buy your food. Now, let's go back to hair. So on the other side of things, virgin hair, because it's not as expensive as raw hair, it lets you build trust. So some people may be willing to maybe part with their $300 or $400 than parting with their $2,000 because they feel like, okay, I can see if this is messed up, I won't be financially ruined. And if you decide to sell virgin hair, you can use that opportunity because it's not as expensive to get more reviews, more feedback, just get people talking about your brand. So even when you decide to add raw hair into it, you've already built some sort of clientele that may be willing to test your raw hair because you've already gotten their trust by selling them virgin hair. I just want to say this because I know some people may start to feel some type of way. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you starting a hair business with virgin hair. Some of the most successful hair businesses I see are selling virgin hair, making really good money because the branding is tight, the customer service is tight, their skill strategy is tight, as well as their business strategy. So selling virgin hair is not a bad thing. Honestly, I sold virgin hair as well and I made money. At one point, I was even selling a lot more virgin hair that I sold raw hair, which meant that I had a lot more volume to deal with. So stop letting the internet people make you feel like virgin hair is like the budget option. It is absolutely not. It's the smart option when you're building. And there are various types of virgin hair that you can actually do. Let me know if you want a video talking about the different types of virgin hair that you can start as a hair business, because honestly, it is one of the most easiest ones to get into. And also you don't have to struggle too much when it comes to finances. So my honest advice, if you want to hear from me, start with what you can afford to learn with. If it's virgin hair, beautiful. If it's raw hair, amazing. Also, you need to learn the business. You need to learn about your customer. You need to get your money right. And if you decide to go into virgin hair, you can do that as well, just to start. And when time comes where you've got the knowledge of hair, you also have funds that you can play with and you have clientele that are willing to test your raw hair for you, then step into raw hair like you mean it, not like you guess it. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, Oris, I have decided, I think I'm going to stick with virgin hair. I think I'm going to stick with raw hair, but I am not sure about the business strategy of things or the skill strategy. I want to learn how to actually sell hair and make money. That's exactly what Ori's Hair Room is for. It's a membership where we come together and just help you grow your hair business, and not just grow your hair business. You're in a community of women that are also in that same situation. And in this community, I share things like color tutorials, styling tutorials, content review. We also have Q&As where we can look at your content and talk about what needs changing, Q&As on what you're currently struggling with, all of it plus a community, because you're not going to be alone. If that's something you'd love to join, you can check the link in the description. If it's still open, you can join. If not, it means it's closed for the month and then you need to go onto the waiting list to get notified once it reopens. Thank you so much for today. It's day 29 today out of 100. I really appreciate your time and I'll see you tomorrow.